Hey. Eating Chipotle. Chipotle. 너무 딜리셔스다. If you want to lose belly fat, you have to exercise, but more importantly, you have to be in a caloric deficit for an extended period of time. Caloric deficit, what does that mean? That means eating less than what you actually need, eating less calories than what you actually need to maintain your body weight. So obviously, if let's say your maintenance is 2,000 calories, what's a deficit? Anything under 2,000 calories, right? So to maintain your body weight, you eat 2,000 calories on a daily basis. However, if you want to lose weight, you have to be under 2,000 calories. That under means deficit. Combine that with the diet, with the exercise, and you will achieve this and this. I don't know why, but every time you go live, I'm watching Korean movies. Well, is it coincidence? Maybe, maybe not. How does the salad taste? It tastes amazing. I've been eating this almost every day for the past 1 month. The pranks, I have more footages. I just have to edit them and upload them. The issue is that there is no issue. I'm just a lazy fuck. But stay tuned. More pranks will be uploaded. Be right back. 맞다, 냅킨 봐라, 냅킨. 뭐 만들고 있어?
그치?
나이스. 엄마 거 여기 있다.
싸먹을래? 난 이거 뜯어 먹을래.
그래?
괜히 싸먹으면.
맛있어 이거.
어?
맛있어 이거.
그러니까 싸먹으면 그냥 큰 먹으려고 그럴까 생각. 싸먹을까?
Let's see here. What am I eating? I'm eating Chipotle. Yo, what's up, brother? Oscar. ¿Cómo estás? 이상하게 바늘 느낌이 나. What the hell? Where do I work? I don't work. I'm looking for a job. If you know anyone who's hiring, please let me know. I haven't worked for the past since July of last year, so that's like 8 months or something like that. Yes, sir, I am. Do I invest in Bitcoins? I have not invested in Bitcoins. I own 0 Bitcoins. Fish 했어? 응. What's up, guys? Beautiful. Oh, wow. Lovely. Pico de gallo donaje, pico de gallo. Oof. Shredding tips, like getting shredded. All right, if you want to get shredded, be ready for hell, because that's what you're going to experience. You ever actually like feel like starving? Well, imagine feeling like starving every day, because that's what you're gonna have to go through. Now, if that's something that you can figure out how to deal with without going crazy, congratulations. You are already ahead of the pack. All right? Because it's not, people think like, oh, you just diet, right? Yes, you diet, but can you continue dieting to the point where, you know, where you can deal with that pain of starvation or hunger for extended periods of time, right? While maintaining your muscle mass, meaning while training, right? There's a difference between just starving and starving while continuing to lift weights so that you can preserve, you know, the muscle mass. Now, if you can do those two things for an extended period of time, you'll get shredded. All right? Let's be honest, it's easy dieting if you're not doing anything all day. I take that back. Me personally, when I'm dieting, I like to do more shit to keep my mind off the hunger. So, yeah, getting shredded is, if you're just talking about getting lean, that's different. There's being shredded, and then there's being lean, right? Just getting lean, just having a little bit of abs and just being lean, just being cut. Not that difficult. Give or take 3 months for most people. Now, getting shredded, we're talking 5-6 plus months of dieting. 5-6 plus months of just grinding, son. Honestly expressing yourself. Okay, so if that's truly what he said verbatim, what he means by that, maybe he could have meant anything, but I think really he just wanted you to interpret it the way you want to interpret it. Now, the way I interpret that is to honestly express myself. Honestly expressing yourself. So we have all these. So we, as we grow up, we don't like, when we're born, we don't know jack shit. But because we're born into a culture, we're born into a family, you know, we have all these influences. Like when we're a kid, we're a sponge. We're just soaking up all the information, right? All right. That's why there's black culture. That's why there's Asian culture. You know, I was born into a poster family, meaning a very conservative Asian, typical Asian, very strict poster child upbringing. So my perspective on life, the paradigm that I'm coming from is gonna differ very much from, let's say, some kid who grew up in the ghettos, you know, around a lot of drugs, gangs. Maybe their parents were drug addicts themselves. Maybe his dad or mom goes in and out of jail. Raised by his grandma, maybe. Very different from my upbringing. So the way he views life, in his reality, you know, there's a certain paradigm he's coming from because of how he grew up, the information that he was exposed to. So the way I see the world and the way he sees the world, very different. No two people you will find exactly the same reality. Even someone like my little sister, we're born in the same family. However, you got to keep in mind, we're both genetically very different. Even twins who are genetically identical, that's the definition of being a twin, right? Even them can have completely alternate or different realities, right? So what I think Bruce Lee means by being honest is very similar to Eastern philosophies, you know, Buddhism, and all those Eastern philosophical teachings. Basically, they're the facts of life. All right, we all live on a planet. We all have our different interpretations of the planet, of what goes on in the world, right? For example, let's say you're on you're driving, and then you see an ambulance with its sirens on passing by. All right, everybody's moving out of the way. Everybody's, you know, stopped what they're doing, moving out of the way so that the ambulance can get by, right? It's an emergency, okay? Now, behind that ambulance is a red sports car trailing behind the ambulance. Now, what are your thoughts on that? What are your thoughts on that? How do you interpret that? Now, some of you guys might interpret that as motherfucker's an asshole. He's taking advantage of the system. You know, he's taking advantage of beating all the traffic by tailgating the ambulance while everybody else is, you know, following the quote unquote rules, right? But what if I told you this? What if I told you that there's a person inside the ambulance who is in critical condition, and the person in that red sports car trailing the ambulance is actually a relative, maybe that person's husband or wife? Now, how do you interpret that situation? Very different from the asshole following the ambulance to beat traffic, correct? So now there's the fact. What's the fact? The fact is what you saw. Ambulance, red car following it. Interpretation. How did you interpret that? You create all these scenarios in your head. Oh, this guy is probably trying to take advantage of the system. All right? Oh, this guy is clever. Maybe I should do that same thing next time. There's another one. Oh, maybe that person's related to the person who might be critically, maybe there's a person who's in critical condition being transferred to a hospital, and the red car is a relative. Another interpretation, another story. These are all just thoughts. They're stories. They're stories on how you think might be the case for the fact, the reality of what you saw. Now, what Bruce Lee probably meant by expressing your true self is not be swayed by all your stories. Because where do all these stories come from? They all come from the movies you saw, what your parents taught you, what your teachers taught you. It's everything from your past experience. They're all called, I'll refer this to as reference points, meaning everything that you learned based on your past experience. Okay? This is why I recommend people instead of always trying to come up with shit based on past experience, instead of always trying to just read the labels or categorize things based on past experience, rather go in there with the blank slate. Go in there coming from, not from any past experiences, but go in there coming from nothingness, right? You guys heard of nothingness from Buddha teaching, from all these Eastern philosophies. Nothingness, meaning coming from nothing, literally no influences, no past reference points. This is where creativity kicks in. This is where you can make a lot of money. This is where innovation comes out, all right? Now, I want you guys to start tapping into that nothingness. Start expressing your true self, all right? Yes, it's important to calculate and use your past experiences to make certain decisions to a certain extent, because there's a lot of people who get stuck in analysis paralysis, meaning they're caught up in their thoughts so much, creating all these stories, but they never take any action, okay? So for me, my advice to you guys is a combination of both. Obviously, learn from your mistakes. Yes, however, keep tapping into that nothingness at the same time without any outside influence, without any past reference points, okay? Now, I want more people to be able to express their true selves by tapping into the nothingness. So that way we can keep discovering, okay? We can keep discovering how to fucking be more jacked, how to be more this, or how to create more that. All right? I will upload this live feed, so do not worry. If you missed anything, don't worry, guys. This will be uploaded on my YouTubes, okay? Yeah, guys. Don't invest into Bitcoin because everybody else is doing it, okay? Invest in Bitcoin because you know what the hell you're doing. Like, research that shit, okay? Obviously, there's information about Bitcoin. There's some things you should know about Bitcoin before investing into it. It's not something you created, all right? Someone else created that shit. So don't go into it just thinking like, since everybody else is doing it. See, that's what I mean by reference points. You just read the fucking news and you're like, oh, Bitcoin is worth 13K right now. Everybody's going all in. I should ride that train too. Okay, but first of all, that sounds very tempting to do, very enticing to do. However, you gotta understand that there's a lot of speculation with that kind of shit. All right, please do research before you do anything like that. Okay. Be the opposite of others. That's just another belief. That's just another belief, right? I'll give you an example. Just because you do the opposite of everyone else, the majority, doesn't always necessarily mean that it's going to serve you, right? There's many cases like this. Like, use your brain, guys. Don't fall into these dogmas or beliefs. It's great to use them as tools, but it's not the end-all be-all. Just because you heard a quote from somewhere saying that, oh, just do the opposite of the majority. Always do the 1%. Always do what the 1% will do. That's just another belief. That's just another dogma. You're limiting yourself if that's all you do. There's plenty of situations where I can tell you that going with the majority might be a good thing. Obviously, there's a lot of bad things as well. But at the end of the day, what's really good or bad, right? if you got a promotion, a job promotion today, and you're guaranteed 20K plus more dollars for the annual salary. However, your job promotion requires you to go across the country, and then while on the way to the airport, you get hit by a car and you're paralyzed for life. Was that promotion necessarily a good thing? What my point is, we don't know what's going to happen in life. Every breath you take is essentially a gamble, because every breath you take might be your last, right? So realize this, guys. None of us know what's going to happen in the future. None of us know what's going to happen to you in the future. You don't know what the fuck's going to happen to you in the future. So my point is, homie G's, is to not judge anything, all right? Because you don't know if it's good or bad for you, right? But at the same time, that doesn't mean, I'm not saying, oh, nobody knows, so fuck it, let's just do shit. No, dude, like, at the end of the day, like, be smart. Like, don't do stupid shit. Don't fall into shit that's either gonna limit you or not serve you or whatever, right? And if you're smart enough, if you're not like my thoughts on investing in marijuana stocks. I know nothing about marijuana stocks, man. So I'm not going to give you any advice on that. Ask someone who has experience of that and maybe has a good track record in that department, right? Don't just ask anyone. I've been eating Chipotle every day for the past month and a half. Yeah, guys, I'm not going to give you guys advice on something that I have no track record or experience in, because, you know, that's just, come on, dog. Make sure when you guys hire a mentor or whatever, or take advice, do your research first. All right, do your research. Have I been in touch with Frank lately? I have not been. How close am I with my family? I'm extremely close with my family. What do I get my Chipotle? I get a burrito bowl with the side of tortilla. The ingredients are pinto beans, brown rice, fajita vegetables, chicken, pico de gallo, corn salsa, and lettuce. Is it still live? If it says live, then it's still live. And I just answered the question by answering your question. All right. What are my thoughts on marriage? If you want to get married, get married. Do I want to get married right now? I have no desire to, but who knows, man? My perspective changes all the time. Maybe I might want to get married tomorrow. Who knows, man? You gotta realize, like, anything can happen. You know, like 15 years ago, I was still into toys, Yu-Gi-Oh! And shit like that. Now, not so much, right? Perspectives, always changing. Does my family know about my videos? Absolutely. I don't do body fat tests at all. I just look at myself. I take what I do as I take progress pictures. If I see difference, if I see progress, if I'm getting leaner and leaner, I'm getting more shredded throughout those progress pictures. Usually it's weekly, you know, one progress picture every week. Make sure you're taking the pictures consistently with a valid and reliable way of doing so, just like any other scientific method. Same place, same camera, you know, no filters, just transparent, facing the window, not to the side of the window, because if you do the side of the window, you get the half natty effect. We don't want that. We want transparency. We want to face the window. So if the light source is here, your body is not like this. Your body, let's say this is your dick right here. You want to be facing the window and put the camera in between you and the window, you and the light source. That way you get an accurate, transparent look at what your body looks like. And it's always consistent. It's not skewed by half natty lighting or anything like that. So forget the body fat thing. If you want to know how lean you're getting, weekly progress pictures are the way to go, my friends. I never test my body fat, but I know shredded when I see it. How do I get rid of man boobs? For some people, they can get rid of it. I believe they take like Arimidex or any kind of anti-estrogen. I don't know. I never had issues with, I never had gyno or anything like that. I never took steroids, or I never, even like during puberty, I never even had bitch tits. So I can't really tell you from experience, but from what I've heard from references, some guys can get rid of it like just naturally changing up their, I don't know, their steroid cycle or whatever. Maybe they're bullshitting, I don't know. I know a lot of people get like surgery. So yeah, man, you should look into that. Research it. But don't take my advice. I have no experience with gyno. 맛있었어?
배부르지도 않고.
네.
맛있어. 오늘 비니나 옥수수도 애들 하면 맛있겠어. 너무 맛있어.
Of course. Am I in college right now? No. Graduated college like about 3-4 years ago. Thank you. The doctors was great experience. Yummy. 엄마 나도 마셔도 돼?
넣어주려고.
칼로리 없지 이거?
응, 칼로리 없어. 몸에 좋은 거는 뭐.
제 몸에 좋은 거 몸에 좋게 먹어. 이젠 비타민 같은 거 사지 말자. 그냥 음식 잘 먹자 그냥.
음식을 잘 먹는 게 옛날에도 잘 먹었지. 근데 골라서 가면 먹어야 돼. 생각해.
What do I do these days? I go to the gym, hang out with my family, sometimes my friends. Really just chilling, not really doing anything productive. Do I play any online games? No. I used to be hella crazy about online games when I was younger. I used to play Gunbound, Maple Story, Diablo 2, RuneScape. Not anymore. Alright guys, thank you guys for watching. Yeah, this is going to be the end of today's Q&A session. I'm going to try to do these often. So far I've done them this is like my 4th one. Yeah, this is my 4th one in the past week and a half-ish, so not bad. Let me know if you guys like it. If you guys don't like it and you think I should stop, or you might have a suggestion to do something else, let me know. I'm always open to suggestions and stuff like that. So yeah guys, thank you. Peace.